this video is going to be all about time signatures. So time signature is something that you find at the beginning of a piece of music, and it's going to tell you two things. Now, one of the most common time signatures is 4/4. It's also represented by a C. But any time signature that isn't 4/4, you'll find two numbers, and these two numbers are going to mean two different things. The top number tells you the number of beats within a measure. And then the bottom number is going to tell you what note gets one beat. So now, right now, we're just looking at bottom number meanings. So if the bottom number is a 4, that means that it is a quarter note. So a quarter note gets one beat. If the bottom number is an 8, that is an eighth note, and that eighth note gets one beat. Same idea if the bottom number is, let's say, 16, then a 16th note gets one beat. And last one, if the bottom number is a 2, that means that a half note gets one beat. And so these are the most common bottom numbers. 4, a quarter note gets one beat. 8, an eighth note gets one beat. 16, a 16th note gets one beat. And 2, a half note gets one beat. So let's go back here to 4/4 time. If we were only using quarter notes to make this measure, so it would mean we would have to use 4 quarter notes to get 4 total beats, because each quarter note is worth one beat. To make one complete measure. Say, if it were 3/4, we would have to erase one of these quarter notes so that only 3 quarter notes were in the measure. Now let's change it to, let's do something in 6/8. Now 6/8, essentially what you're doing is you're going to take the value of any note in common time and you're just going to double it. You can also think of it as an eighth note gets one beat, so that means that a quarter note gets 2 beats, a 16th note gets half a beat. So one measure of 6/8, a quarter note here would be 1-2, an eighth note here would be 1 beat, so here we'll label it 3, and then 2 16th notes would be 4 and another quarter note would make this one full measure. A half note is normally worth 2 beats in 4/4 time, but since we're in 6/8, one half note would be 1-2-3-4, and then here let's add another quarter note just to make it 6 beats. However, in 6/8, you're typically going to find notes that are grouped into groups of 3. So you might find like a dotted quarter note and 3 eighth notes all being together. So this would be 1-2-3, and this would be 4, 5, 6, so that it moves in groups of 3. And then the other time signature that we're going to learn about is cut time. So remember, common time or 4/4 was like this. Cut time is common time divided by 2, which is why it's like the C with the line in the middle. It can also be written as 2, 2. And a little thing to note, in math, fractions have a line separating them. You're not going to find that in time signatures in music. There's no line separating the top number and the bottom number. So here in cut time, a half note gets 1 beat. Let's put 2, 2 in parentheses. So 2 half notes would make 1 measure, or 1 whole note, or 4 quarter notes would make 1 measure. So you're taking every single note in common time and dividing its value by 1/2. There are other time signatures with the bottom number 2. Like you could do 3, 2, and that you could do like a half note and 2 quarter notes. There are also other variations of time signatures that have the bottom number 8. You could have like 7, you could have 3, so 3 like that. You can have pretty much any number on top, and then the set group of numbers for the bottom, the ones that you're most typically going to find, the 4, 8, 2, and 16.